Joining us now, retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, Fox Business contributor and former national security advisor to Vice President Pence. Always great to have you, General, because you've got such incredible insight on this topic. The latest news that we have is that the Israeli forces, the IDF, are taking credit for eliminating this Hamas government chief in Gaza. Does this present the IDF with an opportunity to pause now because Iran made a move, now they've made a move, or do they need to fast move forward?
Yeah, Taylor, Jackie, thank you both for having me today. Look, I don't know if they're really going to go to a pause because they basically handled Hamas. They've basically eliminated everybody but Sinwar, who's the current leader of Hamas. They believe he's been wounded, and they really have not found him yet, but they will. And I think what they're doing is they've got Hamas in a place they want them to be. They've moved to Hezbollah in Lebanon, and now I think they're going to move to Iran. So I think what they've done is they've kind of put it on the side. Hamas is not their primary target right now. Hezbollah is their target, and then they're going to move to Iran, I think, in the very near future, once they get through the Jewish New Year.
I want to talk about Iran. Biden saying he does not necessarily want or support an attack on Iran's nuclear sites. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, his comment is they need to respond proportionally. That's not how the Israelis do it. They've got a doctrine called Dahiyah, which is disproportionate response when an attack. Look, there's two strategic targets in Iran that they can go after. One is the Supreme Leader Khamenei as a personal attack, and they've done that with Hamas. They did it with Hezbollah, taking them out. Or they can go after the nuclear facilities, and there's actually three of them. There's Isfahan, Natanz, Fordo. And in the ease of attacking, Isfahan's the closest one to Israel. Then you got Natanz, you got Fordo, which is near Tehran, harder to get to. They've already taken out air defense sites in the last time around Isfahan. If I was recommending to them, and I'm not, I would say go after both. I mean, you finally reached a point where enough is enough, and they need to go forward. You know, what's amazing to me is that we as a nation, we the United States, have repeatedly said we cannot allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. And then when the Israelis get ready to go, we said, oh, respond proportionally. Yeah. They need to clear the decks. They need to do something very strong on this, and I think they have an opportunity to do it in the near term. And do I think they will? Yeah. I think there's two strategic targets they have an opportunity to go after. I think they'll go after at least one of those two.
You make an excellent point when it comes to nuclear weapons and how Iran is working on them right now. Let's put it that way. I'm going to put up a map on the screen of Iran just to show our viewers how many sites they actually have. Those little circles with the yellow and the black are sites where they're working on this. It was far more than I thought that it would be, even though, you know, at one point they were part of the nuclear deal where they were supposed to slow down what they were doing. Trump got out of it because he said they're not slowing it down. They're not slowing it at all. And so ultimately, when you look at this and you realize that they are controlling all these proxies in the region, I mean, this is very, very dangerous. Why doesn't Biden want Israel to take care of it?
I think, honestly, he's risk averse. He doesn't want to go on what he calls escalation. They need to do it. Really, there's really three key sites. That's the Isfahan, Natanz, and Fordo sites, because that's where they're actually enriching with their centrifuges, and that's where you can take them out. Look, where they're heading to right now, and Secretary Blinken, our Secretary of State, said, you know, they're within like about 48 hours of a breakout, having the capacity to build a nuclear weapon. They're enriching uranium between 60 and 80%. You get to 80%, they call 90% enrichment as weapons grade, but you can enrich to 80% and you're going to get a bomb. You can do that. And once they get there, my experience has been in the White House under President Trump, is you treat a nuclear power significantly different than you treat a non-nuclear power. Yeah. And once they get to that level, there's going to be huge destabilization in the Middle East. The Saudis are going to want to have one. The Emiratis are going to have one. The whole region is going to be in a real state of turmoil and a real state of danger, not just for the region, but for the world as well.
General Keith Kellogg, we thank you so much for joining us today. We'll have you back soon.
Thank you.